Well, I have to say, when I say Christmas came early, indeed, we wait for a MacBook Today special. And normally we do it that first week of December. Well, this is it for the year. Not only the best value, the biggest features, the lowest price, but it is the only shot for the year as a Today's special. Latest and greatest operating system, latest and greatest processor, Apple TV that is not even released yet. 1 full year with your purchase of that streaming service. You're getting over $300 worth of bonuses and extras, and you're getting it on a 6 flex pay for this show and this show only. If you have an HSN card, remember you can convert that into 12 monthly payments or 12 interest-free payments. That makes it a little over $108 on your credit card. We'll pay to send it to you, but yes, you pick your color of choice, but the big thing is this. I know for a lot of us out there, whether you have a Mac or not, it really is the laptop or the standard by which, for the most part, all others are measured by. We are doing not only the best value and the biggest features, we have started our extended holiday return policy. So unlike if you bought this from the Mac store, they give you a 14-day window. That is not what we're doing now. It's not what we're doing for this show. You get 4 months to try this as you buy it. A 4-month return policy. Our extended holiday return policy means you have until the end of January to move into this, to bank, to shop online, to do your Facebook, to do your social media posts, whatever it might, send out your Christmas emails, whatever it might be. Also, as part of that over $300 worth of bonuses, we include not the 90 days worth of technical support that you get from the Mac store. It is 1 full year of technical service and support included for free with your purchase. Along with that, you get the adapter that even Susie Orman wanted. She was talking to Bill, I'm like, can I just get an adapter? Because she didn't get one when she got one from the Mac store. We include that. You get a larger touchpad on the laptop itself, but we include a wireless mouse. And then, in addition to all the great service and software and the technical support that Bill will detail, you also get a protective overlay. Now, that protective overlay goes on the front of the laptop itself, but then there's also a nice little kind of jelly, you know, if the kids are eating jelly, it protects it, but it has a nice little keyboard overlay to protect it as well. Wireless mouse, a whole shebango, 084895. All you do is pick your color of choice. Erin, at this point, the gold, which is a rose gold, we have a little over 300, about 350, and that's it. Remember, this is it for the year. This is it for the year. On the overlay, we have your choice in red, black, or blue. Oh, black or blue only for your protective overlay on the rose gold or on the gold. If you want the traditional silver, now the traditional silver, the red has sold out, but all the other colors are available. Am I saying that correctly? Okay, so the red protective overlay has sold out, everything else is available. If you want the space gray, we do have all of the choices, but these are going. And yes, you can make the argument that on first blush, of course, a Mac, I think we could all agree, yes, they're certainly more of an upfront investment, but you have to remember you're more secure with a Mac, you have more fun with a Mac. Chances are you're gonna get more done with a Mac because I say it's not that F factor, F2, F4, it's frustration free as much as any end user experience can be on a computer. And you don't just use this for a year or 2 years and then retire it. We don't retire our Macs. You get your money's worth out of this. You will use it for years and years and years and years to come. We are Facebooking Live. We would love to say hi to you. Actually, Giovanna did have a quick question, and this is Bill Duggan, by the way, but Giovanna, in case you're still there, I will ask. It does have a high definition screen. How about the camera? She was asking about the camera real quick.
High definition camera and high definition video as well.
So this is Bill Duggan. So he is not only our guest expert his job is a little bit easier when we do have the Mac products, for sure.
They make it easier, for sure.
Normally, we do this in December, and it's nice that while we're still getting started with our holiday budgets, I can get that Mac, I can get it now, I can get it at the best value, but it is the last chance for the year on this as well.
Correct. We only do this once a year because, one, our quantities are so limited because Apple doesn't go on sale. It doesn't need to. It sells itself. That's why we get excited when we can present it to you with a lot of the extras, but more importantly, to get it home, to try it out. Because as you said, we do it in December. Sometimes you would have a 6-week return policy instead of the 14 days at Apple. You have 120 days. You have 4 full months to really move into it, see if it works with the software you already have, see if it works with the documents you already have. And you were talking about the longevity of your Macs, why you don't replace them all the time. It's not just because it's expensive, it's because it holds up. It doesn't slow down on year 1 or 6 months in. It really just keeps its performance going. And that's where it makes the mundane tasks of paying a bill, checking emails, that much faster and more efficient. And the sooner that task is done, guess what? We're back to watching TV. We're back to hanging out with the grandkids. I can take this with me wherever I go. So yes, great for the traveler, great for the student, but take it upstairs, downstairs, the kitchen, wherever you go, because they've made it lighter. They've made it lighter, they've made it smaller, yet more powerful.
Faster.
Exactly. So that screen, it's a better resolution screen than a high definition television. 4 million pixels. So it's clear, it's popping, it's just visually on point. It has a true tone display. So as lights hit the screen and the sensors, it knows how to turn it up and turn it down so it's not washed out at times. You have more audio, which is important. Again, sometimes when we go flat and smaller, the audio starts to lack. Listen to this. I mean, if you hold this, you can feel the bass.
Yeah.
It just...
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that nice?
It is.
And the thing is, this is the TV for the kids. It's the stereo in the bedroom. I mean, it takes your telephone calls. It takes you can text message and everything. Exactly.
It does indeed. So here's the thing. We see you there, and I know we are busy. The only problem with this presentation, and I know you can see it at the top of your screen, it is your last look. Not only last look today, before we raise that price at midnight, and truth be told, even at $1,500, this is still a great buy, but it's your last chance for the year as a today's special. I don't know about you, but I always wait to see what we do with our holiday MacBook. Christmas really did come early. Normally, we do this the first week of December, and it's still wonderful because we always try to one-up ourselves with each passing holiday season. But the fact that you can really afford this, get this at home, try it, move into it for 4 months. If you're moving from a PC world into a Mac world, you can really see how they dovetail and how they coalesce and talk to each other now. But you're getting the lowest price that we will do for the rest of the year. You're getting the biggest value. You get a year's worth of technical support, not the 90 days. You get a 4-month money-back return policy with no restocking fee, not the 14 days you get at the Mac store. You're getting the adapter for free, you're getting the protective overlay for free, you're getting the wireless mouse for free, you're getting software for free, and you're getting it on a 6-pay flex pay of a little over $216 on your credit card. We would love to send it to you. You know, I think at the end of the day, we all realize the right computer can make a big difference. And yes, fun does not mean that it's not powerful. You get better graphics, you get better visuals, better user experience, period.
Completely. Like, we just took a picture of you and Peter, you know, on my phone, and the thing is, how many photos do we have on our phones? And they live there. And then for me to get it onto my desktop, I have to get a cord, I have to hook it up, I have to download and sync it, right? I want to show you what just happened. We took that 2 minutes ago, right at the beginning. I come down to my computer, 128 gigabytes of a solid state hard drive. So that means I can find stuff faster, it means it's more reliable, and all these memories over the years. Look at this. It's already backed up on the computer. Again, I talk about Apple does a lot of technology. I don't know how they do it, but I know it works. And that's really where I appreciate it. So this photo I took on my phone or my tablet, it's already there. I have pinch and zoom technology, so it's nice and clear. It gets filed away because it has facial recognition. So if it's the pictures of the grandkids you want to find, if it's, you know, your friends or family, I mean, I come over here to people, and you'll notice how organized it is. Here's all our favorite hosts. Here's Shannon.
And I want to point out that Mac does that, so that the computer does that. By the way, my friend Vicki Lee is watching. I hope to see you tomorrow in my kitchen. Vicki, always good to see you. Pazoo is asking about USB ports, and Leslie's asking about the Apple Pencil compatibility.
Okay, the Pencil doesn't work with the MacBook.
Right.
That works with the tablet.
Right.
In terms of the ports, great question. So, realize you go to the Apple store, you buy it, you get the computer, you get the box, you're getting everything you would get at Apple. One thing you're not gonna get at Apple is this adapter. That's why Susie Orman was asking about it.
It's really funny. She was.
Because you'll notice you have two new ports on here. This is USB-C. It's the way of the future, which Apple's normally a little bit ahead of the game. But like newer headphones, newer Fitbits, they require USB charging. And USB-C, sorry. So we give you this adapter, it's included, because that'll turn your USB-C into your standard USB. So the phone I already have, the flash drive I already have, the hard drive, I can plug it into here. But the cool part about USB-C, and this is why Apple's going in this direction, it's universal. There's no upside down or right way to put it in. It charges, it transfers, it does all of that, but it does it faster. I mean, we all appreciate faster. My headphones need to be charged, my phone needs to be charged. So instead of 40 gigabytes, instead of 8 gigabytes a second, 40 gigabytes a second. So it's lightning fast, which we all can appreciate. Since we're on this, tour it around, see how thin it is, and you have your headphone jack. That's pretty much all you need. Everything else is all right here. Another cool added feature with this 2019, see how quickly it turned on, but oh, I gotta log in. Normally I'd be like, hold on, take the camera off, I gotta put in my password, right? It's finger touch ID, boom, just like that. So you're logged in that much faster. So if this is for you, the roommate can't get on there. If this is for you or your kid and you don't want the younger brother to get on the computer, they can't get on there. It's peace of mind, and that's just on the outside. Inside, Apple has also developed a new processor, a new chip that is dedicated to one job, not graphics, not processing, security.
It's true. Hey, by the way, Sherry, well, you know what? We love Facebooking Live with you. First of all, it's great if you do watch the whole show, but we've actually found statistically people tune in and out, which is why if you do hear repetition during the show, it's because we get people who tune in and out. And in full disclosure, Bill actually had a microphone adjustment, so if it seemed like I was talking over him, he was actually, as we say in the biz, you know, technical difficulties. But it's always great to have you Facebooking Live with us. Big thing is, if you are new to HSN, we love having you there. We are Facebooking Live. And I think for a lot of us out there, whether you're new to HSN or not, I think you know and recognize the value of a MacBook. They are so appreciated for a lot of different reasons. They make our lives easier, that is for sure, mostly because they interface so well, not only with the PC world, with your Excel, with your spreadsheets, pages, they keep us more secure because of that proprietary universe. They're also much easier in terms of, I want to plug in social media, I want to plug in photos. Usually when you operate in the PC world, there are a lot of different steps that you have to go through. Just that filing system of showing those photos that Bill just offered up, Mac does all of the heavy lifting. Even if you want to do something like, say, edit a movie, what's interesting is MacBook actually lays out the movie strip. So anything that you would do multimedia or office or personal finance, they've actually filled in, they've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you already.
And that's just it. I didn't have to go study this. Like we've talked about this in the past when we were communication students. You had to reserve the edit suite. You had to stay up all night. I want to move this clip. It's drag and drop. This is where they set you up for success. It can recognize all your videos in terms of in the files. I want to find it and move it around. I can speed stuff up. And this is where this 4-month grace period is so awesome. Get it home, play with it. See what you can do with the vacation videos. See what you can do with the funny stuff you've captured of the grandkids or, you know, just on the phone, because you can really just enjoy technology. There's nothing worse. And you mentioned the whole F button situation. What Apple really succeeded at the very beginning was simplifying it all. It was the mouse in the beginning, drag and drop. It's like, oh wait, I take it from here and put it in the garbage can? Why didn't I think of that? Versus control what? Shift, raise your left foot.
One of the questions that we really get, by the way, and I'm doing this without my readers, Nepali is asking about the SSD, upgrading the SSD to a larger size. I think talking about solid state drive there.
So they do have larger solid state drives available. That would be something you have to do after you get it home. But it probably is an option, yeah.
Right, but again, there's technical support that's included for free. So technical support that's included for free with your purchase. And, oh, go ahead,
Actually,
Bill.
in terms of this 128 gigabytes,
yes.
I have a MacBook. That's what I use to run my business. Right. It's 128 gigabytes. I was like, ooh, that's kind of, I don't know if it's going to be enough. I've been doing it for 4 years. It is enough because a lot of it does end up going to the cloud, but also because Apple has made it so seamless. If there's that document from 4 years ago that I haven't looked at in 4 years, but I need it, it's in the cloud and it has a little cloud icon. I hit it. Then you see it will populate, and I have it.
Do you know what? You just answered the question I was going to ask you. One of the biggest questions we get is, how do I get my stuff from whatever system I'm using now onto my new real estate, basically?
Sure, and that's a lot of people's anxiety, because it's a big move. So first of all, if you have an Apple ID, you back it up, all your stuff, and then you sign in with your Apple ID. So it all automatically matriculates over. If you're a PC user and moving in, there's apps for that. There's also tons of stuff online. This is apple.com, how to move into your new Mac. And it just makes it easy. Because, you know, you will move in a little by little. Sure. You can do it all at once. But that's, again, why this grace period is awesome.
4 months.
Right. Because imagine if you went to Apple today on Sunday and picked up this computer, you'd have 14 days. You'd have 2 weeks. So you got to, like, cancel dinner on Tuesday and Wednesday because you want to make sure it's going to work for you, whether it's the accounting software you've been using the last 5 years. Is it going to work? Because back in the day, PC and Apple, no bueno. It did not work. Someone sent you an Excel document, you're like, I can't look at it. And that's not what we want.
No.
And Apple and PC finally were like, okay, we gotta bring this together. So now it does work well. So if I do get an email from HSN or from my family, because actually most of my family went Apple before me. I was the holdout.
Really? Okay.
So finally, like an Excel document, I can open this. It can be opened in the Apple version or the standard Microsoft version because I downloaded it. And by the way, if you can't read this, look at the clarity of this. That is like, you talked about readers. There's times where where'd our readers go? That's the display. So imagine if it's just emails and texts and web browsing, it's gonna be very efficient.
It is, and speaking of clarity, it's not only a backlit keyboard, but each individual key is illuminated. So I'm gonna turn Bill loose to take you on a tour of all the text and specs and some demonstrations. But if you are channel surfing, that's why we do repeat ourselves, because that happens on a minute-by-minute basis. This is not only our best value in history on a MacBook, it is the last time this year that we will be doing a MacBook Today's Special, and this is your final presentation. All you do is choose the color of choice, meaning the color of the computer itself, and then you choose what color you want in terms of part of your bonuses. So on the rose gold, it is gold in the system, we started with about 1,500. We have the final 350 of that gold. It is a rose gold. If you want the black overlay or protective shield, along with the keyboard protective shield for the rose gold, we have a little over 100, about 140. We also have blue in that choice. If you want the silver, I guess you could make the argument that's the traditional MacBook design. And silver, we have all of the overlays with the exception of red. And then on the space gray, that's slightly deeper. I think it looks really rich, really expensive. The good news is we have, we have all the choices. Vicki Lee, I love having you there. She said to you, she's never watched an Apple presentation. And Vicki Lee, here's what I'm gonna do next. Since this is the final show and the last opportunity, and we always want you to be comfortable with your purchase. For sure. That's the other reason it's great that you get a year's worth of technical support. So that team, they're open 24 hours. They can also help you in that 4-month move process, how to get things maybe from a PC world into an Apple world. We have our extended holiday return policy. So you have until January, the end of January, with which to try it as you buy it. But I would love to showcase some of the things that make Apple unique, how easy it is, and what really sets us apart, not only in terms of affordability, best value ever.
Well, that's HSN.
That's HSN, right. But in terms of performance, what makes the MacBook so special and unique?
Cool. Well, from the get-go, as soon as you get it home, you're like, well, that's a really small computer. It's not going to do what I need it to do. It does that and then some, because that's the whole head scratcher. So you see how razor thin it is, how lightweight, but then when you open it up, you're like, wow, it really does have an amazing screen. Remember, this finger touch ID, it's because it's the 2019. The solid state, or the space gray, it's because it's the 2019. I need to log in, boom. It's that easy and convenient. And that's just logging in. Imagine if it's logging into hsn.com or your bank account, finger touch ID. So as Shannon talked about, they have been redesigned this whole chassis from A to Z. Each key has its own illuminated light, so it's not gonna get faded as it gets across the keyboard. It's vibrant, it's bright. It's actually smart too. You don't see it right now because we have full studio lights, but if they ever went down, it would actually pop and illuminate. And the thing is, you can control it, but it also just comes on automatically. I think we're gonna take down our lights. Wanna make sure our keyboard's turned up. You also notice there's a speaker on both sides. Oh, see, it's off right now, but then it's gonna turn on. It's gonna warm up. Why is the screen not showing it? There we go. Can you guys see that at home? I don't know if I turned it down or turned it up, but let's see, there we go. There, am I going the wrong way? Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. There we go. And there, it's nice and bright, because it does happen. I'm watching a movie on TV, and I gotta get some work done. I can still see the keys. Another thing I'm gonna point out when the lights come back up, the trackpad that's right down there, it is larger. And why is larger? Oh, look at that glow, I love that. See, it's vibrant, it's great. Larger trackpad, larger audio system. So, I mean, you have 25% more audio too. Speaker on this side, speaker on that side. So you want big sound, you can feel it. There's even bass inside of this, because think about it this way. Back in the day, the kids were asking for a television. Great. They wanted a stereo. Great. This is all of that. And they needed a way to type up their device, their work. So one thing you're seeing is all the stuff on the outside. I want you to realize what's on the inside. It's Apple, which is great. It's also Intel Core i5 processing. The one I have at home that I use every day, it's the 5th generation. This is the 8th generation of Core i5 processing, so it's faster, it's more fluid, and that's really where you're gonna see performance every time you turn it on. Because you see right now, we're showing gaming. So yes, that requires a lot of energy. Movie watching, not so much, but when we do need to use it for paying bills and getting more stuff done, it just works together so seamlessly. Yet they've redesigned even the chips to make sure they aren't taking up extra space, so it can still be 2 pounds, 2¾ pounds, so it's under 3 pounds, because you're gonna take it with you everywhere. Another thing I wanna highlight in terms of that clip-on case, when I got my MacBook, I loved it. And the thing is, I took it with me everywhere because I was running my office, I was getting stuff done. I collapsed it down, threw it in my bag with my keys. It got a scratch. I was like, someone keyed my car. I'm like, no one wants that. That's why these overlays are so important, because you snap it right on, so now it's protected. There's a top and a bottom. We don't have the bottom one out here, but it just keeps it from getting scuffed up. It snaps on and off, so if I do want to show off that space gray, I have that option. And remember, you're even getting an overlay for the keyboard, because we've been there where, I'm watching a movie, I'm having popcorn, or I'm having a drink, and I can just, it lays right over there. You forget it's there. I'm doing this backwards, but sorry. It's even translucent, as you'll notice, because of that illumination. Oh, I need to log in again. Boom, just like that. That's the convenience of the processor. And it's these little extras that we can relate to. How does it work? I don't care. Does it work? I care about that. Because what you're gonna notice, it does all that stuff. Remember, if you have questions, you can take it into the Apple store. Apple stands by this purchase. They want you to be a happy customer. But they're not always open, they get lines and all of that. That's why this full year of tech support is awesome. Right now, the Apple Store is closed. Total Tech Premium is open and available for an entire year. So you get something new at Christmas, you can ask them a question. Another thing we haven't talked about much at all, Apple's going in a different direction as well. They are launching their own pretty much streaming service. We've heard of Netflix and Hulu. Apple TV Plus is coming in November. And so it's a subscription-based, streaming service. You pay about $5 a month. You, on the other hand, get it for free for an entire year.
That's big.
That's really huge. And I gotta tell you, some of the names and some of the content, it's exciting.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, again, did you get to Elle's question?
No.
Okay, so we'll get to some of your questions. We are Facebooking Live. My friend Vicki Lee, I will see you in your kitchen tomorrow at 8. The thing is, I think for a lot of us, whether you use this in your kitchen, planes, trains, and automobiles, you have MacBook will travel. At a little over 2 pounds, it arguably weighs about what my first iPad weighs. It seriously does. But more importantly, you will use this. I know in the big picture, we sell laptops in a lot of different price ranges, a lot of different brands, a lot of different options with this and that and the other thing. But at the end of the day, yes, is MacBook more of an investment? It most assuredly is. However, when you can consider the longevity, the safety, the security, and what I call the real F, the fun factor, it really does pay for itself over and over and over again. So we would love for you to try this. I think you will be smiling from ear to ear. It's good to know that you can pay as you go. That's what 6 FlexPay means. So that means for a little over $216, we will zip it off to you. So you will have it in 7 to 10 business days, but you've got a 4-month return policy. That's part of our holiday extended return policy until the end of January. We also have not a 90-day technical support as if you were buying this from the Mac store, but a full 1 year's worth of free technical support. And we love the Mac store. You could take this in there. They could answer your questions. But when you buy your Mac at your Mac store, they generally charge a return fee. They call that I call it like a hostage fee or withholding fee. No, they really do. They call it restocking. But we also give you all of the accessory pieces that you would want. And in the Mac store, or frankly, other stores, it's all a la carte. I had to upgrade my iPhone recently. My iPhone finally died. And it's funny, I had to go to a quote-unquote traditional electronic store. And man, it was so funny because I even said, okay, now where's this and that? And he's like, oh, it's down this aisle. It's down this aisle. I'm like, I mean, I gotta buy all
more money
separately, but that's the way the real world operates. So we've assembled everything that you need right out of the box, and we're doing it for this show and this show only. 12-month interest-free payments if you're using your HSN card at $108.33 to get it at home, along with that free shipping. So we see you there. I'll get to a couple of your quick questions. Ken, nice to have you here. And great question. Now, on the returns, so we don't charge a restocking fee. We don't charge a restocking fee. And on the return label, and I'd have to, think back to my own, I think there's a way where you can either pay for it out of there. I think there are a couple of different ways, but we reprint the return label. And actually, Ann was also asking about the memory. So the memory is 128 gig.
128 gigs of a solid state hard drive, which I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's the wave of the future, because again, Apple set that standard. Solid state, no moving parts. It's a solid core hard drive. So it finds the documents faster and easier because it's not going too deep and doesn't have to really go that far back.
Hey, Amanda's also asking about when you put your photos on the Mac, is there a good editing system?
Oh, well, good question. There are some built-in softwares that help you with editing, but also because of this voucher that has that tech support, it has photo editing built in. There's a video editing software. This is a video editing one. There's even ways to actually, this one's a way to get in mental and physical and financial good health, which is great for the new year. And then actually some ways to manage your time and clean up your mailbox. So yes, there's some good editing and video editing software. But you know what I tell people to do, especially if on the tablet or whatever, go to the Apple App Store. Jump in there, see what they offer. They offer 2 million different apps specifically designed to Apple and smart enough to know if it's going to be for your PC or for your tablet. But more importantly, there's video editing, there is collage making, there is, a variety of different stuff. Download it, try it. Because what you're gonna notice is you see my desktop, because you can set up your desktop to look like this. You can set your desktop to look like this, which is always so comforting to me because it's so organized. It's familiar because it looks like my tablet and my phone. It really
does.
And you see, I can move stuff around, drag and drop and send to the garbage can if I'd like. This is the ease of use. Again, this is why Apple was successful, because it wasn't like foreign to you, it was familiar. And when it's familiar, you're gonna succeed. Remember, another thing that's built in, you have Siri built in, so I can come over here and I could ask Siri, play Christmas music. Boom. Set in the mood, I can ask Siri, let's see, find photos of Christmas trees. Went to my photo library, and I didn't have to go through all the years of Christmas trees. I'm gonna stop the music, or let's ask Siri to stop the music if we can. Where's Siri? Here we go. Stop the music, please. She's listening to me, I love her. But she went through and found all those Christmas tree photos. And that's the convenience, because let's be real, we have Christmas tree photos in the attic, we have them in the shoebox, we have them on my phone, but because it's all been centralized, This is where Apple makes everything more efficient to find content and also dig out these old memories, like my boa.
Oh, that's
and
so funny.
Post them onto social media. Because if they are buried and lost and not accessible, it's just taking up space.
It is, but that's why I call it the fun factor.
Totally.
And I think that's one of the reasons that we keep our Macs longer than we keep our other brands or operating systems. We get very emotionally attached to our MacBooks.
But also because it does keep working.
It does.
Because I was cleaning out the garage and I have like a stack of 4 PCs. Old ones, because I've had to upgrade because they got slower.
You're absolutely right.
I'm on my one Mac. It still performs well, and that's where, yes, it's an investment today. But the fact that you can think about it, in 6 months, it's not going to be slowed down. In 6 years, it's not going to be that slowed down.
No.
Because in the PC world, what happens is, we get on a web page, it has that little extra cookie floating around in the background. It's the viruses and the malware that make it kind of start to lag. Slower to warm up, slower to open a web page. And we also kind of become complacent where it's like, oh, I'm opening HSN, so I just got to wait a little bit. It shouldn't be like that. And when you do get Apple Home, and that's why that extra little time of playing with it, the 4 months, if you see how much faster it is, it's like, wow, that was actually convenient. Because there's nothing worse when you're watching like HSN or even a talk show, and like, talk to us, get on Facebook Live. And by the time you log in and it warms up, show's over. The deal's over. This is where it's like, you're getting it, and the sooner you get that task done, you're back to, playing in the kitchen or, playing with the grandkids. It's a workhorse, but it's convenience, it's power. And yes, it is gorgeous, and that's another reason why some people like it for just the glamorous factor, but if it was just glamorous and didn't perform, it wouldn't be worth it.
It really wouldn't. And boy, oh boy, this is usually what happens, especially in the final presentation, but we have a little over 10 minutes left. Of course, we're gonna carry this over to the next hour for just a few minutes beyond that, just because we do get a lot of channel surfers, especially at the top of the hour. So if you've been watching all day, I can promise you've been learning something from Bill, but now is the time for you to really take action. I would get yours pronto. I mean, I really would, because if you're thinking, oh, I'll just wait till closer to Christmas, I know they do something big in December. We've got lots of wonderful things planned for you for the Christmas and holiday season. But if you want your MacBook, if you want it for the best price and you want it now, I would do it now. The price goes away at midnight. It still has our 4-month return policy until the end of January for those extended returns. You're still getting that 1 year of technical support, and this is it. This is your final opportunity. It is your final offer for the year. On the gold, which has been the most popular, it is a rose gold. We have a little over 300, so last 330, give or take. And then we have the space gray, we have the traditional silver. You choose your overlay protective case. Everything is included, including that adapter that is never part of the whole shebango. And at the end of the day, you get something that you will use and that you will love for years and years to come.
I mean, you're getting it, you're gonna use it, but also it's gotta be today, which I hate to say.
I know,
but if you get it today and it arrives in a week and then you have regrets,
you
can always send it back. But the thing is, you won't have a regret when you realize, maybe I should try it. And do try it. Compare it to the PC, compare it to your older MacBook, and that's where you're gonna notice you're getting more out of it. I'd like to point out to everyone again how Apple works. Their ecosystem, it's more secure, it's safe, dedicated chip to make sure it's more secure. So all these photos, all this organization, I don't have time for that. Apple did that for me. So I go to my Shannon folder, and I notice I'm gonna show more, all this, and we have photos from, let's see, I don't know if the year's gonna show up, but let's see. Love that photo of you. And
oh, Lord.
Fun. And actually, that was a photo editing app. Someone asked about that. Had little fun stickers and stuff I could put on it. But even the one that we took tonight, it is already on here, right down there with Peter, which is just great. Boom. It's cute, cute. I love it. Actually, I made this little slideshow, and I just love this. So it's like music. It's kind of fun. But you know what's cool? I'm playing this on the computer. Maybe I want to fling it to the television. Again, little things like this can baffle a lot of people, but with the press of one button, I can take my video and I'm gonna fling it over to that television, which is about 40 feet away from me. Boom. It just sunk with the TV because it has Apple TV built into it, or it actually has, which is a great processor, and boom. Now, I love that picture of you, by the way.
Yeah. Again, you've got all the keepers, Bill.
I do. And the thing is, that was instant. Did you see how easy that was? Because you're probably like, how do the kids do that? This is something you can do. And that's what's really cool about it. So that's the slideshow I made. I want to remind everyone, because of your purchase tonight, you're also getting this, Apple TV Plus. not just for a month, but for an entire year for free.
That's awesome.
It's not even in the market yet. It's gonna be launched on November 1st.
Wow.
So think of it as Hulu and Amazon, but it's Apple's version. So you see some of the celebrities that they've made movies with and TV shows with, you're gonna be the first to have access to that.
Well, and I'm sure nobody wants to work with Apple.
No, not at all. Exactly.
Well, wow, are we busy. So this is just really kind of your 10-minute heads up. If you've been waiting, if you've been wanting one, it's a changing day. We are certainly making dreams come true. Whether you work from home, whether you're an empty nester, whether you like to shop, whether it's for your kids. You want to talk about an investment? This is a laptop that I can promise you they're going to be using it through junior high, middle school, junior high, high school. We hear stories all the time where people say, I've had my MacBook for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. We don't retire them, but we're not doing this as a today's special for the rest of the year. Extended holiday return policy, over $300 worth of bonuses and extras, not 90 days worth of technical support as you would get with the Mac store, but a full year of technical support, a year's worth of Apple TV, as Bill just pointed out, protective overlay, the wireless mouse. Of course, it's an oversized keypad, so of course that's all built in as well. The Touch ID, the individually illuminated keys, not just a backlit keyboard, but individually illuminated keys, all for a little over $217 on your credit card. So if there was ever a day to upgrade your experience, not just upgrade your computer, but upgrade your life, think about what you're doing on your laptop right now. Chances are you're living, we live our lives. We rely on our laptops, but I also want you to think, what aren't you doing on your laptop right now because you think it's too hard, or you can't figure it out, or you don't know who to ask? Flinging that video into our television, I don't know about you, but if I were trying to do that at home, I'm like, I don't know what he did. You've got a technical support team, Bill.
I didn't even get off the couch. That's the best part.
But see, and my whole point is, so even if you're watching Bill with some of these demonstrations, the Geek store is coming home to you 24 hours a day. So even if you say, hey, I saw Bill Duggan edit his photos, what do I do? I saw Bill play his photos on his TV, what do I do? In terms of moving in